Neymar Jr. is close to facing a criminal court. The legal problems don't seem to have an end for the Brazilian superstar. And no, we're not talking about his sexual assault charges from the past, although that scandal had him on the verge of serving time in prison. Join us as we find out if the former PSG forward will spend some time behind bars. Living a nightmare. Neymar Jr. is trying to cope with some unexpected problems in his life nowadays. Firstly, the Brazilian is trying to regain his girlfriend's trust after cheating on her and publicly apologizing for the unnecessary exposure, as he stated on Instagram. Now, father of two, the former FC Barcelona star is also facing several months without action on the field, as he suffered a serious injury when he broke his anterior cruciate ligaments and meniscus. So with some private issues to solve with his partner, plus the logical depression of being sidelined for the most part of the season due to his injury, the last thing Ney needed was another unexpected problem in his life. But still, the Al Hilal superstar found the way to make the headlines once again, and not thanks to his footballing abilities. After being acquitted of a sexual assault charge in the past, Neymar could now lose a fortune and even go to prison due to a lawsuit perpetrated by a former employee of him. Trouble in Paris. While living in the French capital, Neymar had lots of employees to help him out in his mansion. One of them was a woman, whose identity wasn't revealed yet, who basically assisted Ney and his family in whatever they needed, from cleaning the house to even doing the manicure procedures for Bruna, the forward's partner. The thing is that, according to the woman, she was fired without previous notice or justification. Moreover, she didn't have the necessary documents to reside in France, so there wasn't any work contract whatsoever. In 2018, me, my ex-husband, and my 3 children came to try a life here. I met a friend, and she recommended me to work at Neymar's residence. Ney's circle denied the allegations and assured that the footballer wasn't aware of the situation, as per UOL. But speaking to the Brazilian website record, the woman gave details of her work routine. They hired me to be a bartender's assistant and also a kitchen assistant to keep everything organized. When they called me, it was only on Sundays. I believe they gained confidence in me. I went there just to do my job, blind, deaf, and mute. Initially, it was an ideal situation for the woman, as she had obtained a stable job, spoke the same language as her employers, and could thrive financially speaking. But as months went by, her workload kept growing, and her paycheck stayed the same. They asked me about staying longer at the house, and I accepted because I needed it. Being a single mother with 4 children is no joke. On weekends, I worked overnight. As I had to return early the next day, I slept there. But I've never been paid a nightly bonus. I worked my hours the way they asked, but I didn't know that. Sadly, as money was tight, she kept accepting the conditions. But after they fired her, she decided to take things to court. The lawsuit. Neymar was officially sued in the labor court of Saint-Germain-en-Laye in Yvelines, France, for allegedly illegally employing a worker excessively 7 days a week, and without her having the necessary documentation to reside in the country. The woman, who claimed to have her working hours written down in a notebook, is asking for a money compensation that could go up to over $400,000. According to her annotations, she exceeded the usual 40-hour weekly working hours by an extra 20 hours and never got a receipt or a paycheck. Le Parisien revealed that before going to court, the woman sought advice from Femmes de la Résistance, an association that helps women in precarious situations. If Neymar decided to deny all allegations, the woman threatened to take her case to a criminal court where things could get even worse for him if he's found guilty. The Brazilian footballer thought that his chapter in Paris had come to an end, but once again, his problems off the pitch had come back to haunt him. And this time, he could face some serious consequences to his acts.